What's up, everybody? We're gonna have a quick little before and after before we get into the session. These sessions are gonna be uploaded every Thursday, so make sure to click the little notification bell so you get all the uploads. It's gonna be about a 10-part mixing and mastering series. Everything is completely done in the box with only stock Ableton 10 plugins, and I must say thank you so much to Jose. Make sure to check out that band. They're very talented. And now let's have a quick before and after so you can see what to expect in the next 11 parts, probably 6 hours of content. Before sounds like this.
6 in the morning, up all night, been drinking words, bouncing stone.
I'm gonna skip it now.
Yeah. 6 in the morning, up all night, been drinking words, bouncing stone. Yeah.
Or
6 in the morning, up all night, been drinking words, bouncing stone. Yeah.
okay, so I hope you get the gist of it. There is a lot to look at and a lot to see, but now I will start the first videos and see you every single Thursday. Peace out. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cat and Beats. The studio is finally done, and we are going to be mixing and mastering this track by Jose, and the track's called Call Me, and it's full of third-party plugins, and we're all going to do just Ableton 10 plugins. This is going to be quite a long series. I kind of jotted it out. I think it'll be 11 parts and a couple of hours of mixing and mastering and lots of tips going over all the different Ableton 10 features that it has. Should be fun, you know. It should be scary as well, because I don't really know if it's going to be a good outcome. So I hope that people are going to be appreciating whatever is going to happen. Nonetheless, it'll be a lot of information. Anyway, let's start out. I have the track here. The first thing that I always tend to do when I listen to a mix is I set my volume to a comfortable listening level, so about a speaking volume level. That way I can hear all the problems, like if there is enough bass, or if the vocals are too much in the front, or if the pads are too wide or something like that. I can just kind of hear it. And on top of that, I have something called a cat checker, which you can download in the description below, only on this video though. And what this is a 3-band EQ, which I'm going to key map with you. So if you want to key map, because then you have buttons that you can press on your keyboard, and it's nice and easy. Just press Command K and give keys. Put keys on here. So for me, the key for the low end is always Q. This is W. This is E. Put this on 4. Put this on 5. Command K. We've key mapped. And what this will do when you turn this on is you'll be able to listen to just the mids, just the highs, just the lows, the high and lows together, the mid itself, or whatever it is you want. And with number 4, this one, with this utility, you can listen to just the mono. With number 5, you can listen to just the sides. And the reason I do that is so I can check, are we phasing, are we doing weird things? And just to be sure if I'm hearing the right things, we have a little EQ8, which I'm using on only the side function here, so we can check how wide is the mix. Are we going too wide? Because I notice a lot of people always go too wide. So download that in the description, do the little Command K function, or if you want and you have a dedicated MIDI controller, MIDI map it to the little things. And now we are going to shut up, Guido. I'm going to shut up now. And we're going to have a listen. Anyway, let's check it, and then after that I'll tell you what's up. And then after that we are going to also clean up. Okay, so that's the track as it is right now, literally how I got it from them. And it's a very peculiar track. It has like a type of halftime thing here, then it goes down into a break thing, then it goes a halftime thing again. So it really is full of stuff, and it has 96 channels. Wow, and then quite a few return channels as well. So we have a lot to go into, and it's full of third-party plugins. So let's see if we can make this a little bit nicer. But first, I need to be able to work with this. And by the way, what I thought about the track is really wide in the low end. So that's why I have this as well to just confirm what I'm doing. So in the low end here, that's what I was supposed to be talking about. Here.
6 in the morning, up all night.
So if we just listen to the low end, and then let's just listen to the side. I kind of like my low end to always be really tight and like kicking you in your face. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of having all this information here. Like it's quite muddy in the low end. So there's an easy way to make a solution to that, but we're not going to do easy things. We're going to do things hard. Anyway, everything's just quite wide. Is this okay? Let's see. So this is the width. This is the mono.
Yeah. We could go on and on all night. 6 in the morning, up all night. Been drinking my words about since 2.
Yeah, so we're going to have to kind of adjust everything. And I'm going to be using this catch checker throughout to continuously check, am I okay in mono? Because I want my track to sound great in mono and in the midband. Because most people, they don't care about what we do. And they won't understand what I'm going to be saying. But they're just going to be listening to a little speaker that's mono. It's one of those like smart speakers. And it will have the range of around 100 hertz, maybe 90 hertz, so around 10K or so. It's not really going to be amazing. It's just going to be kind of shitty. So we're going to have to make sure that the kind of shitty sound needs to be quite nice and not painful to listen to, because there's some frequencies that are hitting my ear that goes crack. You know, it's like, ooh, a little bit much. So that's why you have the cat checker to check these things. And it's based on the Drummer 3.1 monitor controller, which has the same functions and won't make the volume go up 2 dB. I don't know if you noticed that, but the volume spiked like crazy. So first things first, let's get to cleaning this thing up. I don't know how long this session is already going, but I think we can make a nice long session to begin with, to start off with. So before we start cleaning things up, I always ask the people I'm working with to give me a bounce. So I already have a bounce. If you don't have a bounce yet of your own track, or you're working for somebody else, make sure to do that. Just select the beginning of the track and a little bit of the end. Then go to File, go to Export. And then I like sample rates of 48. That's just how the system works here. And then Wave. I don't put any dither on right now. And I make a little MP3 copy as well, just in case. Have that and make that copy, and then drop that copy underneath here. So we're just going to drop that copy now. And Aaron and call me the bounce, and we're dropping that in here. Okay? Just so that if we mess up, you have the original bounce. And sometimes it's nice to have the original bounce, because then you won't like do things that you weren't feeling to begin with. So now we're going to see, like right now, this is all dotted and annoying. I don't like that. I like working on grids. So I'm going to put the adaptive grid on narrow, because that's what my preference is like. Make this nice and whoop again. So we have that, and I would like to organize this so that my drums are at the top, the bass are underneath, the harmonics underneath that, and then the guitars underneath that, and the vocals underneath that. And then get all that the same color, because that would make me happy. So I'm going to just turn things off I don't need. So let's just find all the drums. This might be a little bit boring, but sometimes... Oh man, look at all this stuff that's on here. We have so much to go through. Great. Well, let's just put the drums all the way on top because these are drums. Let's go through this project to see, are there any other drums in here that we might miss? Sometimes, yep, we have intro percussion. And anything else? Piano, no, this should be it. Sometimes it's nice to put plugs in the drum bus as well. So the drum bus is going to house all the percussive elements. And sometimes, because if you put drum bus compression on, because we have the drum bus now, it makes everything nice and pokey and it's kind of sexy. Anyway, I'm going to color my drums white because that's what they always are. And I'm going to assign track color to group tracks and clips. So right now, with this one click, all of the audio tracks here, they're all white. And before they were a bag of Skittles. So now we have a really nice little mix of things. If you want to close all these tracks in one go, click on this little button here, hold down Alt, and boom, shakalaka, you got that closed. It's all nice. Sorry for the 90s references, but that's just where I was brought up in. Then let's go down. The next thing I want to have is bass. I want to have a bass group. So we have here bass. Let's find if there's any other bass going on. Nothing bass. Isn't it great that Yose already named everything? Fantastic. So my bass is always brown. And I'm just going to group this already because I know what I'm going to be doing in the future. I'm just going to go bass and have a little bass group, the brown bass group. Then after that, I want my harmonics. Now we have a staggering amount of harmonic tracks in here, which is really nice because it makes the vibe of this track so, swelling. So it's really nice. So first things first, let's just find what we need to have first. So for me, we have to figure out the groove, but you know what I'm going to do? Go like this, and everything that is harmonic-y, I'm just going to group it all together, except for the guitars. Percussion, okay, flute, synthy arps, intro vocals, no, lead synth, not lead guitar. And I'm just going to press group on all that. So you can now select all that by holding down Command or holding down Control, and then press Command G or Control G. And then boom, it is in one go, it's organized. And we can just call that harmonics. My harmonics are always this really weird color. And we're going to assign track color group. Bam. It's becoming nicer and nicer. We have some piano chords which are going to go in there as well. So let's just put that in there. Go. And then we have guitar. Okay, group that as well into a guitar group for guitars. My guitars are always green, so I think this is already a green version of this. Make sure that it's nice and ugly green. Cute green for guitars. And we have vocals. We have 2 vocals. Group that as well. Make that yellow because vocals are important. And this is going to be the order of how I'm going to work. Plus the last parts are to make the sends all a dark gray. Now this is insane, but once you start organizing your tracks with color, in the future, you will, when you open up a project, you'll be like, let me just get the drums, let me just get the snare, and it's just easy. It's just, you just go there and get it done. Wouldn't it be great if this was a touchpad, by the way? Anyway, we have everything done? No, we have to save the file accordingly as well, because we now have everything ready and everything is playing back probably exactly the same as the bounce, because I haven't done any automation or changes to that. So now we're going to do a save live set as. We're going to save that. You can see I already have a cat version there. You just put down, cat or your name and that you're going to mix it. Maybe you're mixing for somebody else, so put down your name and that you're going to mix it. Save that. And now you always have the original copy, and you have this version where you're going to, completely change everything around. On top of that, Ableton has a fantastic little feature too, which is in the current project. And there's always a backup, which is done timely. As you can see, you have the cat version, which is me just messing around. And it's just backed up all the time. And they end up in your trash when they're done. So it makes 10 backups and then spits out. So it has an infinite amount of return tracks. So of command Zs. So in total, maybe your brain hurts. We haven't even started yet. We're going to now, in the next video, start with the drums. Let's see how that goes.